Jay, did you see this story with Alanah Pearce and Elden Ring and all the controversy around that?
Just kind of briefly talking about her son.
Not her son, but just like in general. So she's her whole point. She's advocating for a pause button. She's saying like all games need pause buttons because there are different types of disabilities. And one disability, she says, is having a kid. Let's listen in.
There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance for your particular disability a situation is concerned.
What?
So now she's
Is this a joke?
No, it's not. But she's referencing this right here. This is from the Inclusive, a Microsoft design toolkit. And as you see right here, there are situational disabilities. And one of those situational disabilities is being a new parent.
Wow.
This is something that the industry apparently talks about and references, calling kids a disability. Heavy accent apparently is a disability.
Deaf. All right. I'm like kind of blown
get in
away
here,
by
Steph.
this.
Get in here. If you want to say something,
this?
Get in here, Steph. Steph wants to say something.
What? This can't be real.
I don't want to sound mean, but maybe if you're a new parent, your focus should be on your new baby.
I know.
It takes like 2 weeks to a month to get used to like that sleeping schedule that comes with having a new infant in your house. So maybe it should be focusing on your child as opposed to playing video games. I mean, you could take a month off and then get back to it, right? Once you have that sleeping schedule worked out. I don't see why that would be a situational disability when your focus should be on your new kid. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know.
It's such a simple perspective to have, and so I want to make everybody understand, like Alanah Pearce, and I'm not a fan of hers, by the way, at all. But she's not the person. It's not her saying this. Like this is something she's been basically taught within the industry. She is a former IGN personality. She is a writer on God of War Ragnarok. She's been in the gaming world for a long time. So this is stuff that she's basically just letting you know that the industry thinks. This is how the industry looks at this. And by that standard, no one's disabled because everyone's disabled.
What in the world would these people do back in the old Nintendo? He had 3 lives. And if mom said turn the video games off, doesn't matter how far you got, there ain't no save button either.
Yeah. I mean, like
with these games, you have to have like an allotted time where nothing is going to bother you, right? Especially right now, you have to like set aside an allotted time to play games. Like you're absolutely right, 100%. Like everything would be a disability at this point, because if you're not setting aside like an allotted time to play some video games where you're not going to be disturbed, you're going to be disturbed at some point.
If I can be honest with you, I feel that a certain group of people, that's exactly what they want, Steph. They want everything to be a disability so they can be a card-carrying member of the disability fan club. I don't know. It's just like every time you turn around, somebody's got a new problem or disorder and they want the government to pay them money for. I don't get it. Like there's stuff I've never even heard of before. And they're like, yeah, that's my disability. And you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't get it. Now it's like, hey, I've got a disability. I have a son. I can't play a video game. Can I get free tickets to Disney World? Because I have a disability.
Mentality
like, whatever.
Of today's
it's
society.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's just the victim mentality of today's society.
Yes.
And also like in addition to that, the fact that like a lot of people think that everything is about them nowadays, nothing else matters. It's all about, all about them. It's that narcissistic victim mentality that people carry nowadays.
It's got like bartender as a situational disability on hearing. What?
Yeah, what is that? That's why I didn't want to speak on this because I don't know what that means.
It means that there's like probably a lot of people yelling in multiple different directions. So I now have a temporary disability because there's too many people yelling at me. It's too loud in this club or this bar that I'm working in. That's what I would assume it means. which is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Shouldn't you be working? Why are you
So
playing
then
video games? What the heck?
I get a victim card because I'm a bartender and I can't hear. Stop yelling. I'll get your drink. I have a disability, okay?
I wanted to talk about that. I have a full video on the whole thing, so if you guys want to go check that out. And ultimately, it's not a disability having a kid. It's called a responsibility. That's what it's called. I said that in the video. So replace everything she said with like temporary, situational, permanent, and you can apply the word responsibility to that. And that is ultimately what it's called, because if you spend your life trying to refer to your kids as a disability, you're going to end up resenting your kids. And I talked about an interview that I don't remember where this was, man. I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it, but it was an interview with Denzel Washington. They were talking about basically talking how important it was that he's such a great actor in important roles. And he basically said, I'm an actor. And, but at the end of the day, the most important thing you can do in life is to be a good parent, raise your kids. Now, what if Denzel in that interview would have said, yeah, I really enjoy acting, but I have a disability. I have kids and would like to do more roles, but my disability holds me back. That's essentially what through their logic, that's what he would be saying. And of course, we know Denzel's not saying it. Denzel's awesome.
This is the group of people that look at children as an inconvenience. Honestly, they really do. This is the age group, the generation that does 100% look at children as an inconvenience. That's why they're so quick to, I'm sorry to say this, but getting rid of them, right? It's unfortunate, but it is a reality. They do look at children as an inconvenience, not as a blessing.
My mortgage is an inconvenience. So when do I get help with that? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
Every month I get this piece of paper in the mail saying you owe me money. That's an inconvenience on my lifestyle.
It's a situational disability.
Good Lord. Yeah.
It's a situational disability.
Want better parking when I go to the mall.
Yeah.
Jeez. What's wrong with the world that we live in?